magazine just announced the 100 most influential people of 2025. Wait, why is Blake Lively there?
Hollywood didn't just react, it absolutely detonated when Blake Lively somehow finessed her way onto Time magazine's 2025 most influential list. Not because of her acting, not because of any groundbreaking activism. No ma'am, she pulled it off with glorified PR illusions and fake social justice flair. And now the internet is in full revolt.
Lively slammed for disgusting and embarrassing inclusion on Time 100 most influential people list.
From flaunting antebellum-themed fashion to literally autographing photos of her stunt double, Blake's entire brand is smoke and mirror. And now, she's quietly erasing receipts like we wouldn't catch the cover-up. Girl, it's giving stealth mode, but with rhinestones.
The only reason that they donated this money is because after multiple times, after years after year, they had been getting slammed and receiving so much backlash for their plantation.
So now Blake Lively is being hailed as a titan? A titan of what? Pinterest weddings and PR disasters? Plantation-themed fashion shows? This isn't empowerment, it's delusion in designer heels.
I'm calling her a titan. A titan is defined by a person of very great strength, intellect, or importance.
Time magazine looked at legends like Joe Rogan, Serena Williams, Simone Biles, Mark Zuckerberg, and then casually tossed Blake Lively into the mix like that made one iota of sense. They really said, you know what this powerhouse list needs? A splash of nepotism and pastels.
Yesterday, the news broke that Blake Lively is one of the most influential people in the world. She is on the top 100 list that time.
Imagine paying for front row Beyonce tickets and the opener is Blake Lively. That's the level of absurdity we're talking about. And the cherry on top, the person who wrote her Time tribute, Sherilyn Ifill, literally admitted she's never seen Gossip Girl, never watched Blake on the red carpet, never experienced her privileged, quirky rich lady cosplay, yet she still wrote her glowing tribute. Make it make sense.
The person who wrote about Blake Lively is a civil rights activist, Sherilyn Ifill. I had to look at her Instagram to see who she was and who she is, and a lot of other people have gone through her.
But somehow, this woman believes Blake Lively is a civil rights icon and a philanthropic visionary. This isn't parody, it's real, and it's insulting.
The thing is that the reason why Blake Lively is on this list is basically because she's a philanthropist and she gave, I think it was $2 million. There's different numbers everywhere. Somewhere it said only 200.
Read the write-up. It feels like an SNL sketch, except it's not satire. It's a straight-faced, actual article declaring Blake a civil rights leader. The internet collectively lost its mind. Because we know a PR stunt when we see one, and this one has glitter glue all over it.
Said that she never watched Gossip Girl and she didn't watch her on the Met Gala. And I'm like, maybe you didn't watch the internet for the last 6 months or the last...
People instantly started comparing Blake's addition to the list with Time's more infamous picks. You know, Hitler in 1938, Stalin twice, Ayatollah Khomeini in 1979, now we've got Blake. Not just a red flag, this is the full damn marching band.
Between Serena Williams and Simone Biles, and what they say about her is that she is a civil rights leader, which is so...
So why is she really there? Did she break records? Lead marches? Spark a movement? No, she wrote a check. A $2 million 0 cents check, supposedly to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, after the internet clapped back over a scandal she hoped would stay buried. And if you think that check was altruism, baby, no. That was Crisis PR 101.
Her and Ryan apparently gave a bunch of money to NAACP's Legal Defense and Educational.
Because we haven't forgotten. Oh, we remember. 2012. Boone Hall Plantation, the literal plantation where Blake and Ryan Reynolds decided to tie the knot. A wedding venue that once held human beings in shackles, and they thought it would be a cute aesthetic backdrop for their nuptials. Like, what?
Clear what it is. The slave house, all of it. It's all very clear. Anybody who goes there, anybody who calls this place, it's not like they hide it from you. You have to be pretty dumb to not understand what actually...
Fast forward to 2018, when Ryan tweeted, "Wakanda forever." And the internet? We collectively said, hold up, you got married on a plantation. From there, the downward spiral began. By 2020, the backlash exploded. Reynolds issued an apology, saying their wedding was impossible to reconcile. Sir, you picked a venue off Pinterest and didn't notice it doubled as a museum of trauma?
They decided to get married at the Boone Plantation in South Carolina. That's where they got married. There's no slaves in that plantation right now, but it was all about history, the braids. Were there ever slaves here? Did bad stuff happen here? How dare you get married?
And Blake said nothing. That's her favorite move. Stay quiet until the PR team drafts an apology and tells her to weep gently for a People magazine photo shoot on a cashmere pillow.
People were outraged. And I'm not kidding. I'm showing you this headline from NBC News. It says, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively apologized for a plantation wedding. Now, this is published in 2000.
And when it finally blew up, what did they do? Tossed money at the problem like it was confetti. That's when the now infamous donation to the NAACP dropped, 7 years post-plantation wedding. Suddenly she cares about civil rights? Please. It wasn't a moral awakening. It was damage control in a donation box.
Here, because she made a contribution of $200,000 to the NAACP legal defense fund, amid criticism for previously having their wedding on a former plantation.
And let's talk numbers. That donation, some say $1 million, 0 cents. Others say $2 million, 0 cents. Time ran with the higher figure, probably to make her look extra generous, like she donated a kidney, a lung, and her Dior wardrobe all in one go.
They have so much money, so giving away $2 million is like pocket money for them. It's nothing.
But where did the money actually go? General organizational support. Sounds noble until you realize it's just a fancy way of saying salary payouts.
We never see again. And for her to be included is disgusting. But we know it's pay for play. People are researching how much it costs to actually be included.
And guess who was reportedly getting some of those paychecks? Cheryl Eiffel. Yes, the very same woman who wrote Blake's time tribute. She was allegedly making over $700,000, 0 cents a year. Her successor, still cashing nearly $500,000. Blake's donation didn't fund revolution, it padded resumes.
What happened in 2019 was that Blake and Ryan were once again in desperate need of good PR. And I will say this time it wasn't their fault.
And let's be crystal clear. They didn't donate from guilt. They waited until the George Floyd protests forced every silent celeb into the spotlight. That was the moment silence meant complicity, so they jumped, wrote a check, filtered a few Instagram posts, and hoped the internet had short-term memory.
It's honestly comedy at this point. I don't even think I'm offended anymore by anything that this degenerate does.
But time didn't honor her then. No, they waited 6 years. 6. And now, in 2025, suddenly Blake's a queen of influence? This isn't recognition. It's a delayed PR makeover disguised as activism.
That seems unlike them. They would, keep donating money to make themselves worthy. This whole thing is just shocking to me. It's shocking to me.
And where are the receipts? Not the press statements, the real numbers. No breakdown, no impact reports, just fluff. For all we know, Blake spent more on red carpet shoes than on actual community work.
100 of this year as a titan for a donation they made that they were using to cover their own racism. And now they're suddenly 6 years later a titan of.
Let's get brutally honest. Blake Lively made the list not because she changed the world, but because she got caught, paid the PR toll, and waited for the news cycle to roll over. This is celebrity cleanup in couture. She didn't rebuild the house. She lit the match, donated a candle, and got credit for providing light. So let's get real. Blake didn't make that list because she changed the world. She made it because she paid off bad press and waited for the smoke to clear. It's like burning a house down, donating a candle, and getting praised for bringing the light. And then came the part that really sent the internet into flames. Time magazine stuck her between Simone Biles and Serena Williams. Women who train their bodies into literal machines. Meanwhile, Blake took a selfie, signed a check, and now she's a titan? Please. Let's talk Magnolia Pearl. Blake gushed about these jeans being her real-life go-to, except the brand literally launched a plantation-themed line. Yes, really, Southern charm with Confederate cosplay energy. The internet clocked it immediately. How many times can one woman romanticize slave culture before it's not a mistake? From the plantation wedding to plantation jeans, it's a whole aesthetic now. And Blake? She wore it like she was doing black folks a favor. People were furious, screenshots flew. One viral comment said, "She has no black friends, otherwise someone would have stopped her." Ouch, but fair. And then came her worst PR moment yet, signing Lady Deadpool photos of her stunt double. Yep, glossy fan posters of a character she never even played. She smiled, autographed, and posed like it was her moment, but the internet saw right through it. Resale bait staged for TikTok, not a genuine fan moment. Blake, who normally runs from fans, was suddenly miscongeniality? Girls stopped, then the digital scrubbing began. Tweets disappeared, threads vanished, receipts gone. Suddenly all the backlash from 2018 to 2022, poof! It didn't fade. It was erased, like someone hired a fixer to scrub history clean before the rebrand. And the timing? Suspicious. Right when her Time tribute drops and her lawsuit with Justin Baldoni heats up. Oh, how convenient. Then there's her Instagram caption where she calls herself a healer, a dream maker, a fighter. Girl, this ain't a Marvel origin story. You donated money after public outrage. You're not Rosa Parks in Couture. Your cosplaying is woke to dodge consequences. She thanks Cheryline Eiffel for being her light in darkness. What is this, Game of Thrones? Is Cheryline her red priestess now? And then, the kicker, I finally have a voice. Excuse me? Blake's had ad campaigns, Vogue covers, billboards. She's not silenced. She's just uncomfortable being held accountable. This isn't activism, it's civil rights cosplay. It's Blake dressing up in borrowed struggle, hoping we won't notice the plantation wedding, the magnolia jeans, the fake photo ops. But we see it. Even Candace Owens called it out, labeling Blake's rebrand celebrity privilege wrapped in fake activism. Her allies are vanishing, fan pages are ghosting her, and the courtroom, watching every move. This isn't applause, Blake, this is the internet saying enough. She wanted a voice? Congrats. Now we're all listening. But what she hears isn't praise, it's the sound of karma. And baby, that clock just ran out.